Now at 61, Wynonna is finally peeling back the curtain on a chapter that shaped her and nearly broke her. The Judds, for decades, the mother-daughter duo of Naomi and Wynonna, defined country music for a generation. They weren't just performers, they were trailblazers, breaking records and selling out arenas while their harmonies told stories of love, struggle, and small-town strength. But behind the glittering awards and radiant smiles, there were fractures, unspoken tensions, personal demons, and a silence that lasted far too long. And now, for the first time in years, Wynonna is ready to speak her truth. In a recent interview that's already sending shock waves through the country music world, Wynonna opened up about the real story behind the Judds, the fights, the fame, and the fragile bond between her and her mother Naomi. She confessed that their journey was never easy. "People saw the music," she said, "but they didn't see the nights we didn't speak." Wynonna recalled long bus rides where the silence between her and Naomi felt heavier than the crowds they performed for. She described a dynamic filled with love, yes, but also control, emotional wounds, and unresolved resentment. Naomi, ambitious and driven, often overshadowed her daughter's independence. Wynonna, eager to be seen as more than just Naomi's girl, quietly fought to carve out her own identity, even as their star rose together. But the most haunting part of Wynonna's story comes not from their fame, but from Naomi's final years. In April 2022, just one day before the Judds were set to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, Naomi took her own life. The world was stunned, but for Wynonna, the devastation was personal and paralyzing. In the months that followed, she remained mostly silent, until now. "I didn't just lose my mother," she said softly, "I lost my partner, my history, my compass." The grief didn't just come in waves, it came like a storm, crashing through every memory they ever made, on stage and off. Wynonna admitted that she spent nights questioning everything. Did she say enough? Did Naomi know how much she was loved? Could she have done more? What's most powerful about Wynonna's reflection isn't just the pain, it's the honesty. She didn't sugarcoat their story. She spoke of therapy, healing, and the ongoing journey of forgiving, not just Naomi, but herself. "We were never perfect," she said, "but we were real." That rawness has touched fans worldwide, many of whom are also daughters, mothers, and families navigating their own silent wounds. Wynonna's words have become a balm, an invitation to grieve, to understand, and maybe even to heal. And through it all, she's found strength again, not by forgetting the Judds, but by finally learning to embrace the whole story, shadows and all. Now, when Wynonna stands on stage solo, singing songs that once echoed with her mother's voice, she says the music feels different now, heavier, more sacred. But in some ways, it's also more free. For the first time, she revealed, "I'm singing as just Wynonna. Not half of something. Not hiding. Just me." She's continued the Judds' legacy with grace, but she's also building something new, one performance, one confession, one step at a time. And that, she says, is how healing begins. The silence is finally broken, and in its place is a voice stronger than ever.